Tonight we explore the Jewish house divided. There is perhaps no Jewish house more divided than the house of Jacob, who is later renamed as Israel. Two wives who are sisters and rivals, two concubines who also produce heirs, a dozen half-brothers who are actually claimed ancestors of rival tribes centuries later. The favored son Joseph is stripped of his coat of many colors and thrown into a pit. Some of Joseph's brothers want to kill him, while Judah comes up with the idea of selling him into slavery instead. Over the years, Joseph prospers in Egypt, and when his brothers arrive to purchase food during a famine, he demands that they bring his full brother Benjamin, the youngest of all, with them. And then, when they have arrived, Joseph demands that Benjamin stay with him as an accused thief. In Judah's answer to Joseph, we hear steps towards a house being rebuilt. V'ata kavoi el avdecha avi, v'hanar enenu itanu, v'nafsho kashura b'nafsho, v'haya keroto ki ein hanar, v'met v'horidu avdecha et sevat avdecha avinu b'yagon she'ola. כי עבדך ערב את הנער מאם אבי לאמור אם לא אבינו אליך וחטאתי לאבי כל הימים. ועתה ישב נא עבדך תחת הנער עבד לאדוני והנער יעל עם אחיו כי איך אעלה אל אבי והנער איננו איתי פן אראה ברע אשר ימצא את אבי. ולא יכול יוסף להתאפק לכל הניצבים עליו, ויקרא הוציאו כל איש מעלי, ולא עמד איש איתו בהתוודע יוסף אל אחיו. וייתן את קולו בבכי, וישמעו מצרים וישמעו בית פרעה. ויאמר יוסף אל אחיו, אני יוסף, העוד אבי חי? ולא יוכלו אחיו לענות אותו, כי נבהלו מפניו. ויאמר יוסף אל אחיו, גשו נא אלי, ויגשו, ויאמר, אני יוסף אחיכם, אשר מכרתם את אותי מצרימה. Now therefore, when I, Judah, come to your servant my father, and the boy Benjamin is not with us, since his life is bound up in the boy's life, it will happen when he sees that the boy is no more, that he will die. Your servants will bring down the gray hairs of your servant our father with sorrow to Sheol, the underworld. For your servant became collateral for the boy to my father, saying, if I do not bring him to you, then I will bear the blame to my father forever. Now therefore, please let your servant Judah stay instead of the boy Benjamin, my lord's slave, and let the boy go up with his brothers. For how will I go up to my father if the boy is not with me, lest I see the evil that will come upon my father? Then Joseph could not control himself before all those who stood before him, and he called out, cause everyone to go out from me. No one else stood with him while Joseph made himself known to his brothers. He wept aloud. The Egyptians heard, and the house of Pharaoh heard. Joseph said to his brothers, I am Joseph. Does my father still live? His brothers could not answer him, for they were terrified at his presence. Joseph said to his brothers, come near to me, please. They came near. He said, I am Joseph, your brother, whom you sold into Egypt. At this climax of the Joseph saga, the longest sustained narrative in the Torah, Joseph tests his brothers. Will they now stand up for the youngest among them, seeing how they had treated Joseph? If they fail, and they leave Benjamin with Joseph, Joseph will have saved his full brother. But Judah does stand up for the youngest brother. Judah offers to stay as a slave in his place, and he shows care for their father as well. And this is why Joseph cries out, reveals himself to his brothers, and begins to rebuild the divided house of Israel. The human wisdom in this story is that blind forgiveness does not lead to true reconciliation. If the other person has not accepted responsibility, and has not changed their behavior, this is how abusive relationships continue. An insincere apology at best, more likely blaming the victim, and more abuse to follow. Even the rabbis imagined a person consciously saying to themselves, I will sin and atone, I will sin and atone. For this person, say the rabbis, the Day of Atonement does not atone. We mend a broken house with an open heart and with open eyes. We need both for wholeness and for healing on Yom Kippur and all year long.